Sure. Good morning. Good morning. My name is Alicia Sissio. Our service leader today is Reverend Lori. We welcome you all to the Unitarian Universalist Church of Saco and Biddeford. This service is being live streamed and recorded. For those joining us on YouTube, we encourage you to have a candle or a chalice to light when we light ours here in just a few moments. Whoever you are, wherever you come from, whomever you love, we're glad that you're here with us today. The theme for this month of March is paying attention. We invite you to contemplate this theme with us today and carry it into your daily life when you leave here. We'd like to welcome the youngest members here today. May we recognize their noises and rustlings as our next generation participates in worship with us. We commit to be co-stewards of this unceded ancestral land of the Wabanaki Confederation and to work toward a world that is just and thriving for the whole of the web of life. We invite you to take home the order of service for information and announcements, or you may leave it for recycling as you exit the sanctuary after service. Please silence your cell phones. There will be a social hour in the parish hall after the service. Please join us for conversation and refreshments as we celebrate Al and Marilyn's 50th wedding anniversary. Let's see, we have a couple of announcements today. The first is that it is Al and Marilyn's golden anniversary. Congratulations. Next week, we will have a pop-up breakfast, pancake breakfast on March 7th. Come one, come all, from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. in the parish hall. You can also use this as a time to bring some things for kits for the unhoused community if you'd like. And Reverend Lori is seeking some volunteers to come in around 7:30 to help with that event, to make some pancakes and just get ready for everybody coming to join us at 8 a.m. So if you're interested in helping with that event, please reach out to Reverend Lori. Ellie and the choir will lead what has become an annual tradition on March 22nd called Hymn Sing. Thank you for your responses last week, sharing your favorite hymn. If you haven't filled out, there's a little survey inside your packet, and there are some pencils over there as you enter the room. Grab one when you leave if you'd like. We are still looking for some more responses, either this week or next week. So if you could fill that out and give them to the ushers when they collect the offering, that'd be great. And is that it? I think so.
Oh, yeah, I wanted to share that I heard from Nathan Stedman. You know, many of you know they just had a baby a couple weeks ago, and the baby's been in NICU, but it's doing super well. And they expect to be back in the next couple of days. And I did share their address, and I shared it incorrectly. So if you are sending cards or whatever, it's 3 Sherry Lane, not 6. So 3 Sherry Lane, the Stedmans, baby Ethan coming home.
All right. I think that's it for announcements.
Please join me in the words for lighting our chalice. This is our sacred promise, to gather together in peace, to seek truth in love, to serve human need, so that all shall grow in harmony with the divine. Wake up to the breath in your lungs. Here, take a deep breath. Wake up to the warmth of community around you. The pulse of your own life, calling you to pay attention. Pay attention. Wake up to joy and wake up to sorrow. Wake up to the needs of the world and the horrors, but the possibilities and the gifts that you each carry in this unique moment to meet the needs of the world. This is your life right here, right now. Come alive to it. Wake up. Welcome to services this morning. And now stand as you're able and join me in singing Wake Now My Senses.
spinnings of some spent and dying stars. On any given morning, the sun may find you reading and remind me how beautiful you are. Beauty comes to meet us in unexpected places. The wildflower in the landfill that graces the spring tells us life is more than we can plan for, more than we control, and that's a good thing. Hold close the mystery, the eye that is not looking is the one that truly sees. Hold close the mystery. Beauty may have moved in down the street. There's beauty in a war when you remember your humanity, because you're being told to forget it. Beauty in not knowing everything you come to know, and everything you learn to regret. Hold close the mystery, the eye that is not looking is the one that truly sees. Hold close the mystery. Beauty may have moved in down the street. My friend disarmed me with a joke, but he's taking his last breath. My tears just didn't know which way to fall. But surely in that moment, I saw his life in all its fullness, joy and the sorrow in the struggle of it all. Hold close the mystery, the eye that is not looking is the one that truly sees. Hold close the mystery, beauty may have moved in down the street.
Now is the time in our service where we invite people to share what is in our hearts, whether it is a great joy or a deep sorrow. This is not a time for announcements or political statements, but if you wish, please come forward to light a candle, tell us your name if you'd like, and share your joy or sorrow with us if you choose to do so.
Hi, I'm Joanna, and I'm lighting 2 candles today, one in joy and concern for our Sarah, who is not in the hospital anymore, but is at home and still recovering, though. So hoping that Sarah will be back with us soon, and glad that she's retaining her sense of humor through all of it. And then I'm also lighting a candle for my friend Neda, who is in Tehran. Just holding her and her family in my heart. Thank you.
Hi, good morning. My name is Marilyn, and Al and I lit a candle of joy today because we're the couple who's celebrating their 50th wedding anniversary. And, and we, thank you. And we wanted to share it with our church family.
40 plus years ago, a young couple and 3 kids came into this church. And we were looking for a place for community, a place where we could find kindred spirits. And we found that here. And it has enriched our lives immeasurably. All of you have. So thank you. And I must say, the other joy is to be able to see so many new faces, young families coming to this church. It just brings joy to my heart.
Hi, I'm Donna, and I lit a candle for Fallon and Danny. You wouldn't know them, but they are a wonderful couple who do some cleaning for us at our apartment occasionally. And they didn't show up on Thursday as planned, and it's not like them. And I found out later that their 2-year-old had overdosed on something at the birth father's home and nearly died. She is okay now, and so it ends up being a candle of joy.
My name is Randa. My pronouns are she, her, hers. I lit a candle thinking about war and how angry I am at this latest. And I'm going to add the joy and the reminder of community, and that's probably our job here, is to continue to build and expand our community.
Hi, I'm Anna. This candle is, oh my gosh, I was like, I'm not gonna cry this time. In memory of my coworker, Billy. We worked together for just a few weeks last summer in Hannaford, and I was on leave, so I didn't hear that he died, I guess, in like December or January, but he was just like so positive and friendly and helpful. He worked in maintenance, and I would love when he was working because he was so quick with it. Like, he was just great. And so when I saw that like old poster at the store, like, oh, we're having grief counseling in the beginning of January, I was like, wait, what? The store was really shocked. So just, even though it was just a short time that we worked together, he was like just such a light. So I was really sad to hear that.
My name is Carol. It's the second time I've been here, and I'm here because my son has started a business in this town, and I'm here to get to know the town. And the candle is a start of all the concerns on my heart, everything from me to our country and our world.
Reverend Lori.
Yes, thank you. I just wanted to share with you all, I know I mentioned that our daughter was launching this week. We had a very safe and successful trip to Rhode Island to drop her off. We are a little sad, but we are mostly not sad and happy that she is on her own and seems to be doing okay, and the cats are gone.
I'll also light a candle today. Michael's grandmother has shifted into hospice care, so her time is nearing. She has lived a wonderful 96 years. So I just ask for your thoughts and prayers as she moves into her next stage of life and being. And I'll light one more candle for the joys and the sorrows that have been shared today, and also those that have been unspoken but remain deep in our hearts and on our minds. And I ask that you please take a moment to hold what we've shared in your thoughts and in your hearts.
Please join me in a spirit of prayer and reflection. Our bowl of sand is full of light. As we come together this morning to share everything that's on our heart, the wholeness of the joys and the fullness of the sorrows. In gratitude, we hold those together. We hold each other together in celebration and the paradox of suffering that sits aside. May we always remember and be awake to the presence of Spirit that unites us, that buoys us, and that sustains us. And may the peace that passes all understanding dwell within us this day and all days. So be it.
Mary Oliver says in her poem, Instructions for Living a Life, pay attention, be astonished, tell about it. I invite you to take a deep breath and think on that. Mary Oliver says in her poem, Instructions for Living a Life, pay attention, be astonished, tell about it. Pay attention. Be astonished. Tell about it. Please join us as you're able in singing our next hymn, Do You Hear, number 112.
Pay attention. Be astonished. Tell about it. Riffing off that, I say, pay attention to the world as it is, as it actually is, its beauty and its ache, its longing. Pay attention to the world as it could be. That's our job, right? Envisioning how it could be, how it will be, actually. Its possibility, its unfolding, its hope. Pay attention to your own heart. That quiet voice inside you that keeps whispering, wake up. I want to say something simple, and it may be a little bold. Wake up to your life. Wake up to your purpose. Ask what your purpose is. Wake up to this world right now that needs you. It's bold because it's hard right now. It's painful. But human beings are amazing at sleepwalking with our eyes open, walking around, not seeing what's happening in our streets. You know this is true. We get into routines, we go through motions, we check boxes, we show up, we make lists. I make lots of lists. We scroll and scroll and scroll. We rush to places that we don't even want to be at and rush home from the places we chose to go but we didn't want to be at. And sometimes we wake up one day and say, wait, how did I get here? Was I even paying attention? So today's message is an invitation. This month's theme is an invitation, a challenge, maybe even a spiritual alarm clock. Wake up! This is your life. Don't miss it in its joy and its pain. I think we sometimes forget, I know I forget, that I'm even alive. And that's a defense mechanism, but it's sad. And there's another poem by Mary Oliver that says, to live in this world, you must be able to do 3 things. To love what is mortal, to hold it against your bones, knowing that your own life depends on that. And when the time comes, to let it go. To let it go. And what I love about Oliver is that she's basically the patron saint of paying attention, just as the Buddhists are. She looks at a grasshopper, a pebble, a cloud, and says, look again. Keep looking. Wake up, this is holy. This is holy. But we forget because modern life is loud and fast and demanding and distracting. Social media, the news, the weather, the news. Our attention is pulled in so many directions that we sometimes lose our ability to notice what is actually happening inside us, in our bodies, in our relationships, in our communities, in our democracy, in our spirits. Especially sometimes when things are extreme and it is too uncomfortable to be awake. Horrible things have happened this week, but don't be distracted. You're going to hear me say this a lot. Young girls were exploited. Don't forget that. There's no political party that can say that's okay. And I'm sorry to go political. Don't let what's happening distract you. Because if the country can unite over something, it's over the fact that children have been harmed, and we have a voice in not letting that continue. Don't forget. Don't go to sleep. The poet David White says, to be courageous is to stay close to the way we are made. To stay close to ourselves, to not drift into numbness, busyness, distraction. That is courage, because there's so much to do. In this church, there's so much to do, and it's wonderful. And it's distracting sometimes. It distracts us from nurturing the relationships with the people in the pews, wanting them to do something, to join something, to show up. But really, it's the call to love each other, even when we're grumpy or we don't show up. Paying attention is powerful. It's revolutionary in society today, and it changes everything. The ministry of presence, looking in someone's eyes, hearing them. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen anymore. And if you think about every movement in history, every justice movement in history, it started when somebody noticed that something was wrong. Maybe they noticed it as a system, but mostly they noticed it in another person suffering. Someone said, this is not normal, and I will not pretend that it is. I won't pretend that this is normal. We see the exploited and harmed girls right now. Despite all attempts to distract us and to change our vision, we must act to restore them, to protect future generations, to protect our future generations. We must pay attention. Civil rights began with people waking up. Environmental justice began with people waking up. LGBTQ liberation that we worked so hard for in this church began with people waking up. Every transformation in every human life, to support our new Mainers, for instance, every transformation begins with a moment of clarity. And let me be clear, We are here for one another, and we are here for this community, and we are here for the world. We are UUs. And spiritual awakening isn't always dramatic. When we think of awakening, we imagine lightning bolts and mountaintops and voices from the sky, but most awakenings are much quieter. They might look like realizing you've been too busy all your life. You're working so hard to build this life that you don't notice your neighbor, or you don't notice the way your child looks at you when they want your full attention. You don't see a neighbor struggling and deciding to ignore it. You don't do that. You feel joy in your body and you let yourself feel it. That's an awakening. Admitting a truth you've been avoiding, that's an awakening. Saying yes to something brave when it would be easier to just let it go. Saying no to something that drains you. Awakening is not about being dramatic. Again, it's about being present, very Buddhist. It's about paying exquisite attention to the life you actually have, in the joy and the paradox of the sorrow that sits next to that. There's a Buddhist story that goes like this. A student asked Buddha, "What is enlightenment like?" And Buddha only says, "Awake." What is enlightenment? It is to be awake. Wake up! Not transcendent, not mystical, not magical, although I wish all of those things for you. Your spiritual journey is about being awake. And if the Buddha were alive today, he might have said, enlightenment is the moment you stop tapping snooze on your own life. Because many of us in spiritual snooze mode sense that something needs to change, but we don't quite get out of bed yet to it. The invitation today is not to fix everything. Not everything will ever be fixed. It's a broken world. We are broken people. My tradition that I came from is Christianity, and I struggle with original sin and brokenness. But I recognize that concept that we are broken people. We might be born out of original blessing. We are born a perfect reflection of creation, but the world is broken and it breaks us. And we find our way back to source, the source of all creation, when we notice the brokenness in society and our place in that brokenness, and we choose joy, and we choose transformation, and we choose each other. When we choose each other. Pay attention to something you've been ignoring, something you've been numbing. Imagine something you've been postponing. Postpone it no more. The time is now. Act on something you've been afraid to claim. One of the reasons we avoid paying attention is because attention shows us everything, not just the beauty, but the grief. And we are taught in our society to avoid the grief and the challenge. Pay attention to the ache, at least a little bit. And that's the paradox. When we try to avoid pain, we end up avoiding life, and we actually end up missing what is holy. And I love that play on words, holy, W-H-O-L-Y, and holy, H-O-L-Y, because they're very similar, really. Waking up means becoming fully human. Why do we think that pain and discomfort should be avoided? It is part of the fullness of who we are. To know these many aspects is able to be in touch with our humanity and more human. But this morning, I also want you to wake up to your power. And here's something we often forget. You are more powerful when you are awake than when you are asleep. I mean, it's intuitive, right? We really need your power right now. Awake people ask good questions. They demand real answers. They listen. They vote. They act. They imagine a different way. They love fiercely, and awake people change things. And you don't have to be perfect to be present. This congregation is a place that calls us to wake up to injustice, to compassion, to our own gifts, to the joy of being alive and being together, to the possibility that whatever we do, small or large, individually or collectively, all of it's going to make the difference that we need right now. Church is not a place to hide. It's a place to come alive. It's a place where we shake each other. We shake each other just gently, kindly, but we say, wake up, the world needs you. Your life matters. Your gifts matter, whatever they are, however you can bring them. Your presence, regardless of who you are, matters here. It is time to shake off the dust of your spirit, time to lift your eyes, time to take the next brave breath, time to open your heart wider, time to show up more fully for yourself, for us, and for the world. The alarm clock is ringing, not to startle you, but to remind you you are alive and you are needed and you are capable of the joy we need in this moment. You are capable of courage that we can share from you and with you. Whatever's happened to you before you shut down, here is the place to lay it down, to open up, because we gotcha. Here is the place to say, whatever it is, it does not have power. I will not give it power over me. It won't close me down. It won't shut me off. Whatever it is, I can wake up to because I'm in good company and I will not be overwhelmed. So I'm going to offer a blessing for awakening today. May you wake up to the morning light each day as if it were a gift. May you wake up to the people around you as if they are miracles, because they are. May you wake up to your own breathing as if it were a prayer, because it is. May you wake up to the world suffering not with despair, but with resolve. May you wake up to your own strength, your own compassion, your own courage, even if it's small, even if it's trembling. May you wake up, one moment at a time, to the life that is calling your name. Wake up this morning with me. Wake up. Wake up with all of us. Amen, and blessed be. We give today as people who are awake. Come on, ushers, wake up. We awake to our shared values, awake to the needs of our community, awake to hope we are helping build a stronger community. May our generosity reflect our awakening in the many ways that you show up physically to help out, to help manage our congregation and to care for one another, in the treasure you share to help us keep the lights on and the oil purchased. As always, half of our offering today goes out into the larger community to support the work of an organization locally that's doing great work. This month, we're sharing it with Age Friendly Saco, who support those trying to age in place, amongst other things. And we're in conversations right now with them about ongoing warming services. So we are delighted to share the plate with them. If you're watching from home, donations may be made through the Give button at the top of our webpage, uuchurchsacobiddeford.org, or checks can be mailed to UUCSB, 60 School Street, Saco, Maine. This morning's offering will now be received. Extinguishing our chalice, please. As we release this flame from its faithful service today, we allow the spark in each of us to burn on, to warm our compassion, to fire our delight, to light our paths today, tomorrow, and always. And remain standing and join me in singing My Life Flows On, an endless song. Wake up to the beauty that surrounds you. Wake up to the love that sustains us all. Wake up to the courage that lives in your heart. And when the world tries to lull you back to sleep this week, because it will, through distraction or despair or apathy, may you remember that your life is too precious. Your gifts are too needed. Your presence is too powerful to slip back into slumber. We need you. We want you. Shout, wake up. Go forth today awake, go forth aware, go forth alive, and always go forth in peace, joy, and love.
Check, check. So said life and dreams agree. You know this fighting's bound to bring me to my knees. The wind chimed in, I do despair. Promises are spoken and then vanish in the air. And hope sighs. Long I've wandered just to see my good seed squandered. I'm seeking my release from a world that won't believe in peace. And God joined in, but look at what's become of the world to which I gave my only son. Used my names in war, twisted up my love, claimed their words for mine as they killed the dove. And hope cries, long I've wandered just to see my good seed squandered. I'm seeking my release from a world that won't believe in peace. If we are hopeless, then will we know we've wasted seeds we were meant to sow? And hope dies when seeds lay barren, with no breeze or bird to bear them. Be the bird, be the breeze, so said life.
Well, thank you for joining us. Our service has now concluded. It's so good to see your faces. I just wanted to pause for a sec and say thank you to everybody here and everybody here who makes our morning worship possible. Special music, worship assistant Paul, ushers, everybody. Thank you so much for all you do for us. Please join us for a reception for Al and Marilyn. And I need to let you know that the caring committee are the ones who put it all together, except for the cake. I think Al and Marilyn brought the cake. No, okay, they didn't bring that either. Everybody put this on for them. Let's go celebrate them. Have a great Sunday.